Maple Leafs. Let me finish. How am I supposed to go to bed after watching that? I'm quite hyped. With you wherever you are, welcome to LFO. Leafs lose 5-0 to the last place Montreal Canadiens. Steve wasn't at 5-2? Nope! You lose a game 5-2 after going down 5-0. You lost it 5-0! Nope. Can't take it to here. We can't take it to here. You know why we don't take it to here? Because you can't win every game. Right? You can't win every game. No, here. I'm too mad and irrational to analyze the game properly. Here, let's go to some post-game quotes. Here's Sheldon Keefe. James Myrtle quoting Sheldon Keefe. Sometimes you need this type of a game for a wake-up. You know, I was texting with my good friend Andrew Berkshire, and he's like, I love how the Leafs are like 7-3 in their last 10 and the sky is falling. When are you gonna stop? When are all of you gonna stop? Stop treating the Toronto Maple Leafs like any other team! Well, here's the Leafs on the deserve to win-o-meter. We took all the information and over 1,000 simulations, they're supposed to win 75% of the time. What about the Leafs? One of the top teams in the entire NHL taking on the last place team in the NHL. No one is predicting that the last place team wins in a blowout, except anyone who's ever watched a Leaf game ever! I'm losing my mind! So let's analyze this game through your questions. Time to panic? Is it time to panic? No. Because I think the word panic involves an element of surprise. Are you surprised? Anybody? Is anybody surprised? I have been consistent in my criticism of this team. They're a great team. They're a really good team. Offense out the wazoo. We know that. Offensive depth out the wazoo. We know that. And they get goaltending. And they're scoring goals in a different way this season. They're scoring greasier goals in front of the net. But if they had an Achilles heel, it's holy smokes, they are shambolic in front of their own net and behind it, apparently. So it's only time to panic if this is news to you. If you've only just accepted this totally relevant and provable information. How do you blame anyone other than Mrazek here? Score would be 1-0 if we had competent goaltending. 1 is greater than 0! But I know what you meant. They were down 5-0 and that's how they were able to get 2 goals. Dude, Mrazek was terrible. He was. Let's call it what it is. That's the second worst game I've ever seen Mrazek play in the Bell Center. I happened to be in the building when the Montreal Canadiens spanked the Detroit Red Wings 10-1. Don't ask. Dude, Mrazek being bad is what's going to show up on every highlight pack tomorrow. But if you watch the game, Justin Holl, that he's turning into a non-option. Muzzin had a really bad play in this game leading to a goal, and the Leafs need him to be at his best, and now he's hurt, which is serious and obviously not his fault, and we'll get to it later. Was Mrazek good? No. But to me, the greater issue at hand here is the team is so bad. It is so bad in front of their own net. The first goal, the 1-0 goal, Josh Anderson politely moves TJ Brodie before getting 4 whacks at it. And TJ Brodie, he's one of the best ones! And by the way, while we're on the subject of goaltending, no, the Leafs did not get Carter Hutton because Peter Mrazek stinks. They got him because Michael Hutchinson stinks. By the way, if you weren't paying attention during the game, Kyle Dubas made a trade with the Arizona Coyotes. Steve, you already talked about that one. No, I didn't. They made another trade with the Arizona Coyotes. They acquired goalie Carter Hutton for future considerations. But why would they do that? He was put on waivers yesterday. Ah, yes, and then he cleared waivers, and that's important because now the Leafs can call him up or send him down to the minors. Funny enough, they don't even have to send him down. He's staying with the Coyotes organization to play in the minors there because the Leafs don't have any room for him. The Marlies already have Michael Hutchinson, who has an .896 save percentage in the AHL. Reminder that the Colorado Avalanche won 2 out of 3 playoff games with him. Eric Kallgren, and Joseph Woll. Plus, if I'm not mistaken, Ian Scott is working his way back as well. The net is crowded enough as it is in the American Hockey League for the Marlies, so Carter Hutton will play in the minors elsewhere, but if the Leafs need a guy, because they might need a guy, they can call him up. But Steve, Connor Hutton stinks too! I know, but he's not as bad as people were saying online. This season he has a .741 save percentage, which I don't think I've ever seen, but it's only in 3 games. How many times have you ever seen a goalie finish with a sub .75 save percentage? Last year on the Buffalo Sabres, he was an .886, so you hope that he's just bad because he played for the Coyotes and Sabres, and oh boy. Listen, future considerations is NHL general manager for nothing, so chill. Does it feel nice to help out the struggling poultry industry by giving the fans free wings tonight? Oh, they got free wings? Oh, they got free wings. Hey, Leafs fans, the Leafs gave Montreal Canadiens fans free chicken wings because they were bad. Being a fan of this team, bro. You ever seen The Big Lebowski? Life's going good, you're relaxing, you're chilling at home, and then they kick down the door, and they drag you and they shove your head in the toilet. Where's the money, Leaf Lebowski? And you make bubble noises because your head's in the toilet. Where's the Leaf and money, Leaf head? And they pull you out of the toilet, hair drenched, gasping for air, and you're like, oh, I don't know, how about I go down there and take another look? And a wake-up call. I am never getting over that. Yes, the Habs have sucked this season. Not tonight, but the Habs have sucked this season. But this team, you should have a bloodthirst to cave them in 9-0 every time you play them. Sheldon Keefe said before the game more than half the roster was on the team that went to the final. Well, how'd they get to the final? Who did they play? Who was the first one? A wake-up call. I'm going to be sick. Oh, this is a good one from Grav. Cole Caulfield? Yo. Habs fans watching this, I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say Dom Ducharme should be fired again. Martin St. Louis came in and he was like, what if you were a short king? And then he became one. This guy might never not score again. Definitely not against these guys. And the Leafs could really use a guy like Mason Marchment right now. And there's the photo. And you know what? I know a lot of Leaf fans are mad about Mason Marchment, so how about I make you laugh? Doesn't he look like the Panthers logo? No, not the stupid one that they got now. The cat. He looks like the cat. Oh, man. How did the Leafs get chirped for a trade they made with the Panthers during this game? You know why? Because we get chirped by everybody. Because we deserve it. Why are we still here? We are. Most loyal fan base in the entire world. People think I'm too harsh. Can you... You're too harsh on the Leafs! You hear yourself? If I gave you a time machine, do you stop the Tavares signing? No. Genuinely no. Because when they signed him, I was so happy. I'm certainly not blaming this on him. I mean, he's struggling right now. That whole line is struggling. It's unacceptable. But, I wouldn't take away that feeling. Ever. Because I didn't know. Because on that day, all I had were dreams and imagination. And it was great. Tell me how to feel, Steve. Mike, you're a Leaf fan. You've been a Leaf fan for a long time. You got over 10,000 followers. You know how to feel. It's the way that you do. Sad, angry, mystified, maybe even some schadenfreude at yourself, if that's a thing. And yet, is one of the feelings as though you've given up? No, because it's foreign to you. You do not, you're incapable. You're a Leaf fan. You don't know how to give up. It's maybe our fatal flaw. But we don't know how. We don't know. If we coulda, we woulda, for God's sake. Have you seen? But we can't, and we won't. Why? Why, Steve? That's my question. Have a great night. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Because they're the heroes the Six deserves, but not the one. This is stupid. I'm bailing. Are you okay? No. Here, you want to end on a meme? Let's end on a meme. Finish them. Look, there it is. There's Martin St. Louis crushing the Leafs between his massive quads. Look at those. Look at those Leaf crushers. This is from a Bruins fan, by the way. Hi, Pete. Everyone get in on it. It's the Leaf harvest. Get in on it. All right. Well, that was the first half of a back-to-back. Blowout loss on the first half of a back-to-back to the last place team in the NHL. Which means tomorrow night, expect the Leafs to win probably 5 or 6-0, gaslighting an entire region of the continent. They could lose again. That's an option. On a serious note, Jake Muzzin took a ghastly injury in the second period where it's unreal that this keeps happening, but it was not a dirty play. It was not a dirty hit. It wasn't even a hit. He was already on his way down, and he collides with a member of the Montreal Canadiens, and his head just, it's gruesome to watch the way it bashes off of the ice, and he laid there for a while. He's just coming off of a concussion. People will remember the injury that he took against the Montreal Canadiens last year, but I believe that was to his ribs or groin. The injury that he took in the bubble against the Columbus Blue Jackets was a stinger to his neck. He's staying in Montreal for observation. My bet is we don't see him for a while. Quite a while. I've already seen some people talking about, well, what are the implications for LTIR, and could the Leafs go out and get somebody? Top priority is the Leafs need to make sure he's better and he's healthy, because there is a world outside of hockey. Jake Muzzin, the person, is the priority here, not Jake Muzzin, the hockey player. And while Jake Muzzin, the hockey player, is out of the lineup, the Toronto Maple Leafs lose a player they could not afford to lose. Travis Dermott's in trade rumors. Justin Holl is looking unplayable. The Leafs got Ilya Lyubushkin. Not sure what happens with Sandin or Liljegren. What happens next? I have no idea. That is it for this one. Thank you very much for watching. Click like if you like this video, I guess. Click subscribe if you really liked it. Tell all your friends. Tomorrow's another day and another game. We'll see how it goes.